Hello. I just wanted to start by saying Peggy's daughter graduated with me. Her name is Stacie, and she's a beautiful person, and so it was so sad to hear how sick she was, but it really is exciting to follow her story along. Okay, so I'm not a public speaker either, but of course, as y'all can imagine, with my mom, who she is, you know, she's preached to me about being vegan and how we eat on constantly, pretty much. I watched my mom, you know, she was had broken her wrist. For y'all who don't know, she had broken her wrist, and she was having trouble healing, and she went to her doctor, and the doctor told her to go read this book called The China Study. And so she read that, and then went home and told my dad that they weren't going to have dairy anymore, they weren't going to eat meat anymore, and he said, yeah, whatever, you're crazy, and you do what you want, but I'm not going to do that. And then, so then I had to watch, you know, my husband and I, my family, you know, and we've always tried to eat healthy, you know, eat a little bit of chicken, and not a whole lot of red meat. We all pretty much thought we were healthy. And then my dad, you know, if y'all don't know, he did have a heart attack and had quadruple bypass surgery, and so then he, through a long story, but he did start, okay, Vicki, I understand and I believe you now. And so that's where, for those of you who don't know them, that's kind of where the little bit of brief background. I'm trying to extend this out longer, but wait for Tanya to get here. I have about a 5-minute talk to give, but okay, so she'd been preaching to me, you know, since, what year was that you broke your wrist?
I think I broke my wrist 7 years ago, or almost 7 years ago, and then I saw Dr. Sani for a year because it didn't heal. I mean, it healed, and then my body was rejecting the metal plate, so it was wrapping scar tissue around my corporal nerve, and so what I had gotten the use back, and then it started going the opposite way. So about a year, it's been almost 6 years now that I read the China Study. So probably shortly after that, I started harassing you and your family.
So it was, yeah, we tried to figure out about 5 years ago. My family and I watched Forks Over Knives. If y'all haven't seen that, it's on Netflix, so watch that. That was one of the first movies we watched. In that movie, it talks a lot about dairy, and so I guess that was kind of the main thing I got out of it, was that maybe dairy wasn't a good idea. So we stopped buying milk. That was the first thing that we did. We tried soy milk and almond milk, and there's so many different choices out there. If you don't like one, just try a different brand or try a different kind, because they all taste, you know, different. But so I did that. That was probably the first thing. But then I didn't really. I mean, I would still buy ice cream. I would still have cheese on pizza and things like that. I didn't buy into it 100%. I thought I was pretty healthy. I've never, and people tell me this all the time. They're like, well, Stacie, you were never really overweight, and I really haven't ever had a weight problem. I did get on my Facebook time hop the other day, though this picture came up. I sent it to my mom, but it's from 2014, and I was looking at this picture thinking, oh, that doesn't look good at all, but,
What's wrong one?
I don't know if you can get it.
That wasn't her.
We couldn't.
Is the projector on?
Yeah, I'm not the projectors. Anyway, it's not really that horrible picture, but it's not cute either.
Dana's coming.
Anyway.
I want to see the horrible picture.
It's not that. Anyway, I would also just have like what I thought was seasonal allergies. When the cedar was high, you know, I would think, oh wow, you know, it's just the cedar or whatever. I would get colds, and I would get sore throats, all typical stuff that we all think is just normal. That's just a way of life, and that's what we should expect. The other thing that I had is I always had red cheeks and red arm, like red bumps on my arms and stuff, but I had that my whole life since I was a baby. That was just who I was. I thought, well, that's God, how God made me. It wasn't really a big deal, but that's thinned out. That's not the way I really look. That's stretched out version. Anyway, delete that. That doesn't look too bad.
She looked tubby.
Anyway, that's not true. Okay. Anyway, sorry. So where was I at? And then, so the other thing that I always had was acne problems. Like from when I was a teenager all the way up to adult, I always had acne. It wasn't horrible, but it was bad enough to bother me. And I had tried everything, any kind of product, over the counter and prescriptions. And I had gone to a dermatologist, and he gave me an antibiotic. And so I started taking that, and he said, well, you just take this every day, 1 pill a day. Well, I was taking that for years. It bothered me because, I don't know about y'all, but you give an antibiotic, you take that for a short time, and then you stop. You don't take that for years, right? But the doctor assured me, even our family practitioner said, oh, that's fine, that antibiotic's been around for 100 years, you can take it, it's not going to hurt you, it won't cause any problems at all. Well, during that time, I had 3 different, at least that I can remember, there was at least 3 times where I actually had a staph infection on my face, and sometimes it would be like close to my eye or something, and the doctor would get scared because that can travel and cause problems. I didn't really think about it a whole lot, except for actually when I was even writing this speech that I started looking up articles where it was because those bacteria would get so strong because they were immune to the antibiotic that they would get so strong and cause staph infections. And so it was in December of 2015. It was actually my father-in-law had passed away, and I got really, really sick at his funeral, and I was in a lot of pain, and I started vomiting. I was really, really sick, and it turned out that I had a bad appendix. Where I'm going with all of this is I feel like that antibiotic that I was taking for something as simple as acne was causing all kinds of other bad bacteria in my body. And so when I was in the hospital, of course I had to take stronger antibiotics for the appendix, and then I stopped taking that antibiotic for the acne, and I said, you know what, maybe I shouldn't be taking this. And finally, I decided to listen to my mom and not just really get serious about dairy, like avoid dairy completely. And whenever I did that, it actually worked. I didn't have the acne problems anymore. I started feeling better. Probably the most noticeable thing is that the seasonal allergies that I would have, like I don't have those anymore. I don't even get sore throats. I don't get colds. It really is crazy to even think that you can just remove so much illness from your life by just taking one product away from. I have gone as much as a month without eating meat, but every once in a while, if I'm somewhere, I'll eat a little bit of meat. But basically, if anybody's new here or hasn't tried this at all, I would suggest the first thing I would do is just take dairy out of your life completely. No cheese, no sour cream. I know we were eating at a Mexican restaurant. I had a breakout on my face. I thought, that's weird. I haven't been eating dairy. That's strange. And we were eating at a Mexican restaurant, and I was having some avocado dip. And I asked the waitress, because we had been there the week before, and I said, is there dairy in this avocado dip? And she said, oh yeah, there's sour cream in there. And so then I realized that, oh, that's why I was sick the last time I ate here was from this. I didn't even think that there was dairy in that. Anyway, so basically, without dairy, I had clearer skin. I didn't have the red cheeks. I didn't have the bumps on my arms. I don't have the digestion problems that you'll associate with it. You start to realize if you don't have dairy for a while and then you put dairy back in your body is not impressed with you. You'll get sick. And I mean, it's just looking back, I don't know if I could have not had those problems with my appendix if I'd never taken those antibiotics, but basically all the pills and my doctor was telling me it was perfectly fine and healthy to have this. So if you're taking pills, or even if you just watch it's very upsetting to watch the commercials for drugs on TV, because they'll say, you know, oh yeah, and of course they have beautiful music and healthy kids running around, but then you listen to the side effects, and that's the scariest thing, is that the pills might make you feel okay for some, but you don't know what it's doing inside your body, and it really could be doing damage inside your body. And let's see, what else I was going to say.
Don't take the flu vaccines, geez, they're full of garbage.
Oh, yeah, yeah. There was something about them today. I didn't read the whole
I shared
thing.
an article about it.
Yeah, I didn't read the whole thing because I was trying to get ready for tonight and stuff, but yeah, I've marked it so that I go back and read it, but yeah, it's scary.
Right. I mean, so, you know, and with plants, you know, like, if, you know, I haven't read nearly as many books as my mom has, but, you know, I mean, you can make your immune system so much stronger just by eating this way and avoid, hopefully, the flu, and like Cooper was saying, you know, just to make yourself healthy and stronger and avoid that. But mainly my point was, if you're just starting out, to start by avoiding dairy, and then just see how your body changes, and hopefully changes for the better. Yes, ma'am.
What can you substitute for just having butter on something? I am just, I mean, I've given up cheese, I mean, and I've made the interesting cheese and the cheese case and all that,
Right.
but I'm craving butter, a butter
I don't
flavor.
know.
What can you do? Is there anything? I'm sorry.
I'm done.